Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another day of the eISL. In fact, the final day of the league stage, as the eISL is, of course, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Of course, before we have this event started, a huge shout out to our associate sponsor, Hero Esports partners, Nordwin Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua, for making this event happen. And joining along with me is going to be Azim, as we've got yet another beautiful matchup between Mumbai City FC going up against Hyderabad FC, where we're going to be looking at the fact that whether or not Mumbai City FC can clinch back that second spot that they just lost recently. And even there's one more storyline added to this matchup, whether or not Adi Zima can, topple over Ankit Gupta in personal individual wins. What are your thoughts?
I am on mute, but no, I am not muted anymore. But let's quickly take you through the tournament format in case you are just joining the eISL. This is, of course, the last day of the league stage right now, which culminates today. Two more matches left to go. Of course, it is a format of 3 games per match, two 1v1s and one co-op. And the top 4 teams will be battling it out over the next week to decide who is the eISL champion and, of course, who is going to represent India at FGS 2022.
Oh yes, this is the golden ticket that we've been talking about. Only one amongst the two winners will be heading out. That would be really soul crushing at the same point, but it is what it is. The competition is so fierce, and finally, getting to see one of those players representing the Indian flag at the FGS, that would be amazing, along with this hefty prize pool, and a huge chunk of it goes to the winner. Whoever wins at the first position gets 15 lakh rupees out of 78 lakhs, and so on, and a separate prize pool for the MVP altogether. We're talking about 4 lakhs over here as well, and adding on to it, a personalized NFT of the player by Terra Virtua. So that is also really amazing, considering the recent hype train that we've been having around the NFTs, metaverse, and everything else. But let's get back to this matchup, right? Mumbai City FC. Now they've been looking really solid. We also do have Hyderabad FC. Adi Zima came into play yesterday. He was looking really amazing. DK was a little bit their last dance today as well, before we close the curtains on their run in the ISL. So I think both these players would be wanting to end this day on a high.
Yeah, Hyderabad FC, of course, will also be looking to get up above Odisha FC and into that 8th spot. Otherwise, they would end pretty much second from bottom. And you want to end up as high as possible on the table eventually. So potentially that little bit of motivation for the players to say, okay, Odisha FC have done what they could. All we need is that win, and to get that win, let's see what those matchups are going to be today. We do, of course, have Ashwin and Tikka representing Mumbai City, and it's Tikka up against DK, and then the big battle, Ashwin up against Adizima in game 2. That's going to be pretty feisty.
Yeah, I think they've just changed the order, right? It's ideally Ashwin who goes first, and even the last time these lads went up against each other, it was the same opponents that they were facing, in which I think Mumbai City FC did manage to pull off quite a convincing win quite clearly. But today is going to be a little bit different. Today is going to be a little bit, coming down to the fact that Hyderabad FC, really, they're just going to go all out, play their hearts out over here in this particular matchup. Mumbai City FC also, I mean, it's just about a personal record, right? If they win, they get back to second spot. Either ways, they're going head to head against Chennai FC. But taking a look at the previous matchup that we had, it was Ashwin who managed to win up against Adi Zima, but Tikka lost to DK. So DK does have that little bit of a momentum rolling over there. If he can try and convert something like that today as well, maybe we're going to expect to see some really good plays from this particular lad. But yes, the first matchup is where it all breaks down today. Tikka would be looking for that little bit of a redemption over here. But more importantly, as we take a look at their statistics, clearly one of the best finishers in the eISL that we do have over here, Karman Tikka, going up against DK, who's been maintaining some really constant stats. 19 games played, 19 goals scored.
Yeah, and that's really been the problem for him, the scoring of the goals. Generally, he's a pretty good finisher. He's tended to do better in the co-op games than his individual matches, but did get the win against Tikka last time, so a little bit of psychological advantage. But Tikka has grown leaps and bounds since that last game. Not in the best run of form of late. He had that one massive 7-0 win against KT Dillon from 80 kmb, but eventually it's gone a little bit south for him. A couple of draws, a loss in the middle as well. So he needs to get his form back, get into the get into the zone, get into the groove, going into those semi-finals. And yeah, all the best is the message, and we are just about ready to kick off.
Yeah, and considering how these players have been laughing over here, smiling, what are the chances we're going to see something really, really out of the box today in terms of the player lineups?
Yeah, I don't think there would be too much experimentation considering both teams still have plenty on the line. But if one of the teams ends up winning those first two matches and the third game is just sort of dead rubber, then we might see some new and interesting lineups being used. As we see on the charge immediately is Tikka. That's generally how he tends to start games. Very fast, very direct, very aggressive. And already an early chance with Pele hesitates on the shot when he really should not have, and now it will come out to Bellingham. We saw this from Tikka yesterday as well. Started really aggressive, but eventually was tamed by his opponent and ended up losing that match.
Oh yeah, but this is a really good start. But Peter Cech making sure he gets the tip of his gloves in the last few seconds over there, and managing to thwart it out for a corner, which is something that Mumbai City FC could not really capitalize. Now this is a good potential chance as DK has finally gotten the possession to make something out of this particular game over here. But now, as things are, Azim, let's see. So a few little changes, few new names coming off for DK. What are we looking at?
Yeah, it looks like he's gone with Aurelien Chouameni, who is, of course, a very young and upcoming French player. I do happen to have his Team of the Week card, which is actually pretty useful. I'm not sure if they've had a further upgraded card on him. Will be interesting to see how that pans out. Would take a brave man to drop bullet for anybody in this game, but DK out to have a little bit of fun. Maybe he clearly enjoys having that particular player in his team, and we do see no changes up top. It is pretty standard CR7, R9, Pele, and Mbappe. So shouldn't be too much difference over there. And we're looking just to be a little bit more defensively solid in the middle of that park. And let's see if that works out for him. But now it's Tikka getting forward, not quite looking as comfortable as he has in recent weeks. Started off again very fiery, very feisty, and sometimes can really take you by surprise with how aggressively he starts. And this time, with Pele takes that shot and it's wide.
Oh, I was really surprised. That did not go in. For a moment, I really felt that it would have gone to the far post, but that was not really the case over here. But yeah, enough time for DK to try and make something happen, which he clearly did not. Really mistimed pass just went out for a throw for Mumbai City FC right now, and it has so far. The game has all been about Mumbai City FC attacking and DK trying to play defensive over here. We haven't seen those counter attacks really coming into life, but all of this could change with this one little potential attack. As he's got CR7 trying to get in close, does manage to find nobody. In fact, gives the ball away to the opposition. So still, I do not know what went wrong with DK over the past couple of days. I think it's just that motivation factor, but clearly he's missing out on a lot of focus that he does not usually do on any other regular day. But let's see what he can make out of this play. Really good maneuver over there, but just foiled.
Yeah, looked like he had got past one defender very nicely, but couldn't get past the second. And now we see a lovely little long pass played there by Tikka. And now in these 1v1 situations, this is where he can be so deadly. Works the shooting opportunity, and we've seen that hesitation in the last couple of weeks, which is very uncharacteristic for Tikka. Usually he just pulls that trigger, takes the shot, and invariably ends up finding the back of the net. If not, at least forces a save from the keeper. But we saw that with the first chance of the game as well, where he just took that pause, which was quite unlike him, and that allowed the defender to just come back in. So he'll be looking to try and get. Oh, that's beautifully worked, and very unfortunate there to not get the goal. It's saved by Czech. It was beautifully worked by Tika, and now DK has a proper counter attack on. What can he do here? He's found R9, looks for the return ball, can't quite make it. He's found Pele in there, and now CR7 in the box, R9 waiting outside. And well, he's forced backwards with, of course, the Mumbai City FC defense getting back on track. Almost a little space opening up for the shot, but well blocked out by Tika.
Oh yeah, and this is the point where we've really come to the part where we're looking for someone at least from both the sides to open the scoring for their team, but neither of them have really succeeded with Tika creating so many opportunities, but DK looking a little bit nervy. Would really love to see him get back to his group, because on his good days he's really amazing, and this could potentially be a good chance, and was looking really steady over there, but Tikka just being a little bit better in terms of how he dealt with the particular situation. Now he does have some room to find around that left wing, and that is exactly where he's trying to push the ball and try to get something happening. But again, a really mistimed pass over there, stolen away, but possession retained back from Mumbai City FC.
Yeah, it's been a very, very scrappy first half so far. Both players creating chances, but not really able to get any kind of effective shots away, particularly for DK. I mean, Tekka still made the keeper work on a couple of occasions. And DK needs to just be that little bit more composed in the box. I think just take a little bit of a deep breath, and that will be deflected. It looks like no, it's not a deflection. It has gone out for a goal kick. So DK getting a little bit of good fortune over there. Looked like it was going to be a corner, but now again, I think picking the wrong pass over there. And yeah, I think DK is just at this point is going through the motions. He knows that there's just just an hour of this eISL journey left for him. Then he can just pack his bags, get back to his regular life. But I mean, I'm sure after a couple of weeks, he's going to miss the entire experience.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all gonna have those withdrawals happening. You wake up in the morning. They've been making a lot of reels around that subject, and their life as an eISL player. And all the viewers out there, if you haven't checked it out, it's all on their Instagram handle. So head in over there, hit that follow button, try and talk to your favorite players out there. I'm pretty sure they're generous enough to reply back to you. But we're looking at some serious conversation happening in the Hyderabad FC camps, as Adizima making sure he gets the pointers right. He tells DK what to do over here. Clearly, the more experienced player, and what a fantastic run he's been having lately, in terms of how he's been playing individually. One of the very reliant players in the ISL. And well, I mean, he's clearly not happy with how he's ended. He feels that he could have done better. I pretty much feel the same as well, because he's one of those old guards that we've seen in the past, and we would expect bigger things from him. Maybe next season, maybe in some other tournament. They've all got those eyes on the Indian team qualifiers that are going to be happening after this tournament. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the second half has already commenced, and we've got still a goalless game that's been going on. Mumbai City FC dominating most of the first half, but not really in terms of the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen anything cutting edge from either player. Now we see Tikka going for it, and there you go. That meta finish does the job again. It's become the last resort for a lot of players now when they're struggling to break other teams down. It is getting more and more difficult with those team of the year defenders to actually get those clear goal scoring opportunities unless your opponent makes a mistake. And I'm sure this is something that will be nerfed over the next coming months. It will be very interesting if it's nerfed just before the finals kick off in the next week. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But for now, it's going pretty well for Mumbai City FC getting the result that they want. And Adizima, of course, will be rooting for DK to get the job done. He would love to just get this over and done with if he can in 2 games. That's a very good ball again from DK. that instinctive movement once he gets the ball is just not there for him.
Oh yeah, I think he's been lacking that confidence a little bit over here, and clearly could see right. Just the game, previous that we witnessed, Imad and Mufu were just playing their hearts out. At this particular moment, I really felt, maybe Hyderabad FC would be trying to do the same, but that was clearly not the case over here. The way they've been playing, they've been looking a little bit, shaky, as if they've got something to prove. Maybe that's the pressure. I think that's the pressure that DK has been dealing with, right? Trying to end above Kerala Blasters FC and Odisha FC. That has been one of his cause of concern, and that little bit of an added pressure is not really helping him play in his natural element. Otherwise, I think you would expect to see some really promising plays being made up, and was looking for some opening over there, but Karman Tikka did not let it happen.
Yeah, it's not quite happening today for DK. I mean, hasn't happened for him in quite a long time, in fairness. And as I said, I think he's just looking forward to moving on, take a little bit of a break from the game, get a couple of weeks or months out and focus on other aspects of life, because it is very very challenging. Just pretty much 4 months you're there. Just basically your entire focus is around one game, using pretty much the same players, the same meta all throughout. It's not like just the regular ultimate team grind that the rest of us have to do. That that excitement of, okay, work and work and work, and then you get added player cards and suddenly level up your game that way. That kind of reward system is not really applicable to these players, because they have those unlocked accounts and they can pretty much choose whatever they want. So it can get a bit overbearing of just sitting for hours and hours a day and just practicing FIFA. But he'll be looking for a little bit of time out, time away from the game, I'm sure. We did mention,
Yeah.
see, somebody else mentioned that as well a couple of days ago, saying that I'm just going to take a break from FIFA for a few months and then get back to life from there.
Yeah, I think it was Adi, I
Yeah.
believe. He's like, I'm gonna take a break, and it's necessary, right? As long as you need your body to recover. You need, I mean, you've done the grind, everything. It's all over. Take a month, maybe. Just sit it out, and then think where you want to go with life. It's been long 4 months for all these boys just staying out of their homes, but now 72 minutes in, and this could be a potential
Oh,
really good
yes.
chance for
Yeah.
DK as he finally scores that equalizer in the 73rd minute. A little bit of slip up from Tikka, making not really being aware of DK's presence over there and being punished heavily. And now Mumbai City FC, with just 15 minutes ready to go, uh, can they score the winner, or is it going to be DK who comes with a shocker of a winner?
Yeah, let's see if he can. If he can turn this around, that would really, really be a good result for Hyderabad FC. But yeah, this was much better from DK. This was sort of the kind of instinctive DK that we've known, like that scoop turn fake that has been his trademark throughout the tournament, where that's how he tends to get most of his chances. And getting the job done there, getting the equalizer, he'll be hoping, if nothing else, to just hang on to the draw, so that then Adi Zima can put the pressure on Ashwin in game two.
Oh yeah, and uh, this is necessary. And if you take a look at the history of these players, the last time DK did turn out as the victor. So anything is possible. I mean, clearly in this particular game, just last final 15 minutes, and as we have a few more minutes to talk about things. Imagine in the next edition of the ISL. Can we have any ban picks? Just two teams going up against each other. Ban a few player cards that you think that your opponent might use, and
Yeah.
that could be really interesting considering the drama that could build up. Your teams, your players would now be focusing a lot on their team chemistry, but that was a good attempt by Messi with that chop back finesse, but not getting anywhere with it.
Might be interesting if there's like a draft system introduced for the teams and the players. Would make life a bit more interesting for the players as well, to try to really adapt to how everybody else approaches the game. Since it's not just the same, but almost a good opportunity there for DK. Went for that snapshot, and now what's he going to do? Keeper's come quite a far way out, and he's going direct as well. He is going direct as well, but this
Oh,
time. from Donnarumma. I think the height over there, and you can see the little chuckle from Tikka. And yeah, it's something now all the players are going to be a little bit wary of,
Oh yes.
and going
Yes.
to keep their the keepers a little bit closer, particularly if you have one of the keepers who's not quite as tall as Donnarumma. If you have like maybe a Casillas or someone in goal, you might want to just be a little bit wary about that. But 85 minutes on the clock, and both players, of course, going searching for that win now. The ball is with Tikka, who hasn't quite looked himself today. He's had that one opportunity early on which he didn't take, and then of course the goal. But now could add that sucker punch. The thing that always happens to DK is not going to happen right now, as he picks the ball up with his keeper Petacek there, goes long, searching for was that Bellingham? No, but clearly not a player with any significant height. Did look like it was Pele who was contesting for that header, and that's not quite what you want. And big moment for Tikka over here, takes the shot, hits the post, and Czech saves it again. So the little bit of luck that DK has been searching for, he has finally found. Can he hold on now? 30 seconds left to play. Surely the goal this time, and no, it's saved again.
And just this last corner is what remains out of Carmen Tikka. He's got to somehow manage to convert that with Neymar Jr.
Oh
goes
no!
in for those antics. And the drama. See, I'm done.
DK के साथ ऐसे ही होता है. The famous line we've heard so many times, and you can see now what's it going to be. It's straight down the middle, and that's just so disappointing for DK. He fought so hard to get back in and get it to 1-1, and then just a little bit of panic in the box, pressing that tackle button when he really shouldn't have. And there you go, the penalty straight down the middle from Tikka. Nothing that DK could do. He had already committed to one direction, and there I'm sure that'll be the final kick of the game. And yeah, big kick in the teeth there for DK. Tikka gets the game, gets the win, but it wasn't straightforward at all.
Oh yes. But I think the match got pretty lively towards the last 10-15 minutes of the game. You know, we did see DK scoring that equalizer over there, and especially in those last couple of minutes, you know, things got really intense because, you know, Tikka for a second, you know, had that sort of a luck that was going on along with DK, hitting those shots on crossbars, those shots missing. Finally found something out of that corner, then went in that last ditch effort. It was already past the game time, but still, you know, the penalty coming in when we really did not anticipate it, and being one of the causes. But this is all about it. The first goal, a very good finesse shot right at the top right post, and there you go, just goes in. And after that, you know, even DK did manage to recover for a moment. We really thought that, you know, Lady Luck has finally favored him for once, at least in the eISL, but no, we were wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looked so close. Like he was literally in the game, maybe 10 or 15 seconds away from just seeing that out. But it's well, FIFA is a cruel game sometimes for you, because he'd done well. He had finally found his mojo a little bit and scored a great goal. And then this relentless bit of pressure from Tikka. You can see one shot off the post, then saved by the keeper, and then finally in stoppage time, I think there was a save made from this one. This looked like it was sure to go in.
Oh yeah.
And then from the corner, with 1 minute already played, that unnecessary tackle in there, and then finally it was Tikka who managed to slot that straight down the middle, and unfortunately for DK, just could not get the result that he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly could have done better in terms of how he played, but it's all right. It's a-okay. His final individual game coming to a close, not the result that he really wanted. He could have settled with a draw, but clearly, you know, in terms of how this game has been, and we can clearly see much of a Mumbai City FC game in terms of you know, the shots taken, the expected goals percentages, everything just coming down to Mumbai City FC. So clearly the better team, clearly the better player, but I think on normal business days we have seen a better version of Tikka than what we are witnessing from his side lately in the past couple of days.
Yeah, and we do have DK waiting to have a chat with us for one final time. We'll head straight over there. And DK, it's been a tough tournament all throughout. Finally, it comes to an end. So, generally, how's the experience been? And can you confirm the rumors that Ankit Gupta has spread कि DK के साथ ऐसे ही होता है?
So that started off on a chip which he scored
Yeah,
on me in a friendly, and that exact chip he scored in ISL, and he
Oh.
said ऐसे ही होता है. And since then, like uh, that's been a standard dialogue which I've been hearing. But I would say there would like it's not just the luck; it's how I've played as well. Talking about the experience, it's been a great experience. Once in a lifetime, you get to live with so many different players from different parts of the country and so many different play styles. So you get to learn a lot about yourself, about others.
yeah.
So, I mean, of course, it's been an emotional roller coaster of a journey for you and Adi both because coming in, you were one of those players. I mean, really emotional about the game, emotional about how you play. What is that one memory that you're going to be cherishing forever, something that you're going to be missing after you get back to your home?
One of the things which I'm going to be missing is like whenever there's football matches like UCL nights, we all watch it in the
Hmm.
same room, somehow adjusting on the bed. Like there's 10 people on the bed,
Yeah.
two people sitting on the floor and cheering on. And recently, when Real came back, like it was a very crazy atmosphere. So that's what I'm going to
Yeah.
miss a lot.
Yeah, I think this is why we've heard rumors of furniture being broken also from the hotel. So I think that's why it was too many people sitting on the bed. But anyway, thanks so much, DK. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, pleasure casting for your games as well. And well, all the best for everything up ahead, and good luck for the rest of the game as well.
Thank you.
Cheers. Oh, I mean, clearly, one of those moments. I think you pretty much do that, now that we're in a online scenario where you have to sit with your friends over Discord and watch
Yeah,
the games or whatever it is. But on the regular nights, you would either go hit a pub and then, watch those games together. I'm pretty sure, these players would be missing all of that, staying in the same hotel, coming down in front of the television sets, celebrating each other's birthdays, staying with each other during their bad times, all these memories, is something that they could cherish upon. But there's still one team that's still fighting for that ultimate glory, and there's still that bubbly assassin waiting for going against one of the greats over here, Adizima. Now, Adizima knows that this is not going to be easy, and I think he's going to keep no stones unturned over here. He's going to be ruthless. He's going to put everything he's got because for now it's more about that little bit of a personal record that's going on. He needs to be one of those players that wins the most individual number of games in the eISL. But taking a look at the statistics, look at how the graph of Adizima, 19 games played, 38 goals in, and has been very consistent all along. But against Ashwin, Azim, it's going to be really difficult.
Yep, Ashwin. Well, actually, you would have to say that Mumbai City FC not in the best form right now, so it's a good time for Adizima and Hyderabad FC to be going up against them. Tikka as well really struggled throughout most of that match and got quite fortunate with the penalty at the end. So I think a draw may have just been the fairest result over there. But yeah, Adi does look like he's ready to get going and he wants to get his win in the bag, and then he'll hand it over to Ankit Gupta in our final game of the league stage to see what he can do. So Adi just has to do what he's in control of. Of course, the motivation is still there to finish up ahead of Odisha FC and potentially Kerala Blasters also, depending on what happens in the third game of our day. And yeah, it's quite nice to see Ashwin. Of course, the tiny guy that he is can nicely cross his legs and sit in the chair and play his game like he's just sitting at home. So we have
Yeah.
kicked off, and yeah, no real surprises in terms of team selection over here. It's pretty much the same standard stuff we used to. A very early giveaway by Ashwin, and lucky that Alizima was actually not expecting that ball to come to him, or he may have been able to do a lot more. But
Yeah.
yeah, quick start to the game. Let's see if Ashwin can capitalize. We've seen him be quite ruthless in the past, and now an excellent chip ball in behind goes for that. Oh, that is almost a
Oh.
picture goal over there. It looked like he had done that perfectly well. but just got the finish straight at the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like this was a routine that he has been practicing so much quite often. And for a moment, I really thought that that is definitely going into the goal. There's no stopping Ashwin. But clearly, Adizima making sure that he managed to fend the attack off. But it's just the start, right? They're just getting readied up, all riled, going after each other. It's going to be an absolute massacre, right? I think Adizima is clearly not one of those players anymore, who's going to be playing a little bit defensive. He's going to look for those attacking plays. He's going to be looking for trying to score those goals. And yeah, finally getting himself on the ball with Ronaldo Nazario. He's going to look for that cutback, that pass, maybe. Yes, does manage to connect it towards Mbappe, but Eusebio from Mumbai City manages to steal it away. So, of course, now Mumbai
Oh,
City FC, this could be a really blistering break, and with Mbappe just twists around, goes past
oh.
the defender up to mess it up.
Yeah, and that I think shows you the merits of having that Kevin De Bruyne card. The passing range that it gives you is just absolutely phenomenal. It was a great spot, you'd have to say, by Ashwin to even see that run over there and just curve that ball beautifully in behind. So pretty open and even game so far at the moment. Doesn't look like it looks like Hyderabad FC have something that Adizima wants to change, but will he get the opportunity, or is Ashwin going to punish him? Over here, it does look like he will, and yes, with the Marseille Roulette, looked like he was going to go to the far post, but ended up going near. And Adizima is a bit annoyed or something that clearly he wanted to change. And well, he'll get the opportunity now, but he's going to have to change it from a goal down.
Yeah, and this is classic stuff from Ashwin, right? Looks more promising, looks more stable because he's been creating some solid chances. The first time was a little bit of a miss, but second time he made sure he saw it through the back of the net. And this little Marcerule, this little piece of skill move that he loves to make. I think there was a certain point when he stopped questioning himself. Earlier, he used to doubt a lot before, taking such shots, and now he's just going for it. And yeah, he's been scoring a lot of goals. He's been looking good, exactly what Mumbai City FC need, because their opponents, that is Chennai and FC, in the playoffs, it's going to be so tough for them. And they would need Ashwin at his optimum best, because that is when the pressure really starts building up. The league stages, that you've got 20 games to play, so you can slack off a bit, but here, it's just two games. You do or you die. That sort of a situation, because it comes down to nothing after that. We'll just end up with taking some chunk of that prize money on the offering. But so far has been a Mumbai City FC half. Ashwin creating a lot of chances. Adi Zima looking a little shaky in terms of how he's been attacking, how his presence has been so far, as Ashwin this time looking to build up an attack from the right wing, passes it on towards De Bruyne, towards Ronaldo, and with Mbappe has a perfect chance to maybe take the shot, receives the possession back again. We've got to see what can he make out of this.
Oh, it's a big opportunity there. Off the post it goes. Very, very unlucky there. Ashwin really piling that pressure on Adizima over there. Got the shot away. It looked like it would creep in at that near post, but nope. Off the post it is. And now Adizima on the counter attack puts that cross and finds Hullet. Will find Cancelo at that back post as well. So very attacking stuff. And well, he's just put that out. That's very strange.
Oh yeah, I mean, even I'm kind of not really able to process what's going on. I mean, Adi Zima, kind of a run that he's been having over here. He should be playing better than this, but clearly Ashwin is one of those players, doesn't really let you do a lot of things. Very attacking minded, and good chances that he's been creating over here. And possession again, getting back to Mumbai City FC. I think the first baby steps for Hyderabad FC is to be finding a little bit of a consistency, right? Trying to get the possession on the ball a little bit, get the ball passing along, try to create a few chances. But Ashwin is just not giving him the room for doing anything like that.
Yeah, he's just not got any kind of space to work with. And Ashwin, you can see he's now getting his game face on. Of course, these are dress rehearsals for those semi-finals, which of course start tomorrow. So he doesn't want to lose momentum. I think even for Tikka, it's good for his momentum and morale to have got the win, irrespective of how it happened. Just going into that set of must-win games now, and Adesima still has plenty of time to get back into this. So let's see what he can do. He's not looking particularly pleased with how things have gone so far. Gets that shot away, but it's blocked pretty much immediately by Marquinhos, and now we go. Well, looked like we were going for a ball to CR7, but that's cut out quite easily by the fullback. And Adesima will go again with not much time left before halftime.
Oh yeah, and for now, with Wow Cancelo, I think this is a perfect
Ooh!
opportunity, all that he was searching for, and just when we were starting to rule him out, the deadly man strikes over here, and yeah, Ashwin, a little bit taken aback, with what just happened, getting himself hydrated with all that Coca-Cola out there, and this is what we talk about, Atisima, right? Can't really rule out of any game. He's got that instinct in him. Even if he's a goal down, he somehow manages to pull it off, and then goes on to score the winner also, and snatches the game away. But clearly, if Hyderabad FC would want their eyes on that 3 points, would want to topple over Odisha FC and Kerala Blasters FC, they would have to somehow win this particular game to stay in contention. Otherwise, there's not going to be a lot to fight for in the third in the co-op game.
Yeah, and it needs that kind of motivation from Adizima to do that. And of course, if he can get that win, it's very important, because the co-op game, winning that, even if they if he draws this game and goes into the co-op and they win that, it's not going to do much for them, because at one point it keeps them where they are in 10th place and they can't really improve. So they'll definitely want to be getting that 3 points. Adizima is a very determined campaigner, and finally the momentum of the game is swinging a little bit in his favor. He might just get a second goal over here if Ashwin is not careful and just runs out of room there, and well, we'll get the corner. Last chance. Is there a direct corner on the cards here? Does not look like it, but that's actually very well worked. And oh my goodness,
Ooh.
just the wrong person on the volley there. Anybody other than Ruben Diaz, and you would think that maybe that would have flown in.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, Adizima has finally found his, groove right now. Getting into the second half, I think he's gonna start getting even more deadly. And this is exactly what we wanted to see him, right? Do not get intimidated by Ashwin. He's been creating those attacking chances, and I think this is what experience does to you. You really do not tend to panic in dire situations, right? And that is a sign of a good player. And Adizima, even though he was a goal down, even though Ashwin was not giving him a lot of room to work around with, he somehow found those little bit of openings and made sure he capitalized. And yeah, I mean, this one little goal scored. Maybe Ashwin could have done something defensively, but either ways, I think now Adizima has got the momentum rolling in his favor as the second half kicks in. We've got to see if there is any certain decisive outcome of this game, or is it going to just end up in a draw?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think a draw is what either player wants right now. Of course, for Adizima, his last appearance chasing that individual record of his of potentially the maximum number of wins, or even if it's not the eventual maximum, but close to the maximum number of wins, I think for him individually would be a pretty good record, considering that his team is languishing at the bottom of the table. It would show that. He had the potential. Maybe if things had worked out differently, he could have really, if DK's form had dovetailed with his, Hyderabad FC could really have been challenging for that top four, because clearly he's shown that he does have the caliber to mix it with the best and puts that ball into the box. But this time, Hakimi gets the job done. The ball will still fall to Cancelo, and running into a bit of traffic there, still manages to keep it, Adizima. And now, not too many bodies to aim for in the box, and he rightly decides to go back to midfield, recycle it, and get going again. He really wants to get that lead, because, as we've said so many times before, Adizima, once he has that lead, he's a very tricky customer to deal with.
Oh yeah, and he is one of those players that we know can pull this one off. Now with Messi, at a certain point, passes it on towards Mbappe. A little bit of an opening was what he was searching for, but clearly did not get that. But right now, as things are, finally we're seeing some, revitalizing signs from Ashwin's side, right? He's been trying to get back, he's been trying to create those attacks, but I think now he's just kind of losing the grip over the match a little bit, something that he had built up earlier on when the game really started off. But
Oh,
this is golden opportunity for
oh my
Adizima. Surely
goodness!
he has to score and hits the crossbar. Clearly not pleased with himself.
Yeah, it's almost a mirror image of the shot that Ashwin had in the first half, where it looked for all the world. In fact, this is a much better chance than the one that Ashwin had because he had so much time to just pick his spot, and he might get the opportunity again now with Mbappe. Now with R9, has to take that shot, but just fluffs his lines again. And is Adizima now feeling the pressure a little bit because two golden opportunities have been passed up?
Oh yeah, I mean, no doubts in that. I think now it's even Stevens for both these teams, right? They've both had their fair share of chances where they could have really capitalized, but could not do so. This could be one of those potential chances had he gone past Marquinhos, but failed to do so. So Mumbai City FC, they're going to be also looking for that one sliver of opening, and little bit of a hope, and it's all Ashwin needs to try and get one going for him. But these little passes that he's been making, being giving the ball away, is not really working out the way he wants.
Yeah, it's not working. And now for Ashwin on that counter attack, finds that cutback. That's the one he wanted again. Just turns away from the shot almost. I think they're just both players looking like they're panicking a little bit in those situations, which is not something you associate with either of them. Usually very, very calm and composed. And Hyderabad FC has a pause cued, so Adi Zima clearly wants to change something around. Looks like he's definitely going to try to go for the kill and try to get that record of the maximum number of wins. I don't think it matters to him particularly whether he gets a draw or a loss at this point. He wants to go all out and get that win. And will he get the opportunity to even make those substitutions? Because I think it's the rule of FIFA that whenever you want to make a pause and make changes, the ball just refuses to go out of play, and it tends to happen a lot. To It's happened to me plenty of times in my career playing foot champs and division rivals. But now it is Adizima getting forward with Hullet, has the opportunity to find Messi, takes that shot. It's pulled out of the corner from Casillas. Wasn't quite the ideal angle over there to take that shot from, and the keeper just about managing to deal with it.
Yeah, I think now we're seeing Adesima, going for all these bold moves, right? Yesterday, even in the interview, he said, he's taking that leap of faith these days, and once he finds that maybe he can go for it, he's just going because, yeah, rightfully said, the players that they're using are skilled enough to deliver, and he had Messi over there in that situation, and he does manage to score it from that particular range. So clearly, no, nothing taken away from Adizima. Props to trying, as Hyderabad FC have recovered pretty well getting inside this particular game. As now it's out for a corner. We've got to see if he can make anything out of this corner. Instead, looks for some support up top. Really lofted one, but Casillas there making the save.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would probably be better to have a more flat corner delivered over there, so it gives the keeper less time to come and collect it. More almost like a driven shot kind of. You can of course do that in the game by modifying the power, and that's a poor touch, but Ashwin gets away with it. Now, as we're reaching the business end of this game, 83 minutes on the clock for Adizima. He knows that he needs that win. A draw doesn't do anything for Hyderabad FC, so he's going to throw the kitchen sink at Ashwin and Mumbai City FC for these remaining few minutes. Has that overload on the left flank, desperately trying to search for it, but Ashwin could see his plan coming from a mile away. And now, will he go searching for that win? Because it's still advantage Mumbai City FC. They guaranteed 1 point, it doesn't really change anything for them whether they get a draw or a loss or anything. They will remain in that. Oh no, they still do have to beat Chennai in FC, so a win definitely gives them that little bit of bragging rights, shall we say. Marquinhos comes away with it, and now R9, the first touch was important. First touch is not good enough, and I think now Ashwin will probably end up seeing this out and maybe even snatching that win, just like Tikka did against DK. Nope, it's going to come back the other way. What's going to happen here, Fixes? Will he get that goal?
Oh, that's going to be so important to see because we've gone past that moment. This is the last chance, the last dance, and he takes
Yes!
the shot, and there you go. Adi Zima does it again in those final couple of minutes, Azim. Oh,
What a couple of matches we've seen over here. Both games decided by literally the last kick of the match. It's Adi Zima scoring the goal, and you can see what it means to him. He's so pumped up about it. And wait, hang on. There's a little bit of, last day of the league stage. Don't think there's anything really that we need to fight about. But yeah, you can see Adi Zima. He really worked hard for that, and you can see what it means to him. Hyderabad FC is still in this, and now in the co-op, it looks like they could do it. Adi Zima maybe complaining about his controller or something like that. But irrespective, it's been a pulsating match between Ashwin and Adi Zima, and Adi gets the win. He gets to stake his claim as the player with the most wins in the tournament, pending some stats from potentially Ankit Gupta to come. But yeah, it's a good outcome, and of course, everything to play for in Game 3.
oh yes, and this is what we wanted, right? A little bit of a spice, little bit of a drama for the game number 3. And I don't know how things got heated up there, or was it just some casual complaining about the controllers clearly not working out the way they would have wanted. But I think if things get heated up, I think better for us. More drama, more seriousness. The players, they'll be going all out, and it's really I'm kind of surprised in the final day we're seeing all this unfold, right? Because today I thought coming into the desk, I really felt that this is all going to be about some YOLO strats, YOLO techniques. But the players, they're still keeping the sportsmanship on, right? Till the very end, they're fighting it all out, for those personal victories, walk off, get back to your homes, at least, knowing that you won your final game against one of the teams that could be the potential champions of the eISL. So that's something that is going to be a driving factor for Hyderabad FC. As now we head on into this core battle, let's see what's going to happen.
Yes, and having a look at the stats over there for a little bit, Hyderabad FC largely I think will feel that they deserve that win. Adi Zima generally dominating most of the stats over there, but also dominating the world of NFTs is Terra Virtua, which is of course an entertainment based metaverse platform where you can get all your Hero ISL moments immortalized and owned privately by you. So check it out.
All right, so much to go in for this final game of this particular fixture. It's Mumbai City FC going up against Hyderabad FC, and the way things started off, Karman Tikka getting that last minute winner, not even the last minute, in those final few seconds, he managed to score one off, and even for Adi Zima, he also managed to do something similar. Now we're back to where we all started. One game remaining, the final, the last dance, the last tango that Hyderabad FC would be doing today in the eISL. They would be putting their hearts out. Maybe if you not, maybe they kind of might be wanting to go for a few YOLO plays or anything. But I think as the stakes are right now, I think they're gonna be opting for their standard player list. And I think, at this point, Kaman, Tikka, and Ashwin, they're a little bit shocked with what happened in the second game, but I think they've got to recover and get back because they still have a game to win.
Yeah, absolutely, and they still want to get that psychological edge going into the match up against Chennai and FC. So they'll be wanting to get the win. They are a pretty good co-op unit, generally speaking. It's generally Ashwin who does the setup play, and Tikka who then handles the finishing. And quite comparable. I mean, you'd say Hyderabad FC also are pretty decent. I would say better at co-op, particularly for DK, than the individual matches. And some fake tantrums being thrown over there by Ashwin. Clearly, it would be interesting to know what exactly was going on between them if we get to chat with either of them at the end of the game. But yeah, I think game's just being set up. We should be ready to go in just a little while, and yeah, it's all to play for still in game three.
Oh yes, I mean considering what's on the line, obviously Hadi Zima would want to score a few more goals, maybe create a very beautiful assists and have DK going in, because even as a co-op unit, they've been looking sound on their good days. They tend to score a couple of goals. They get to get those W's in their co-op games. So yeah, I think Hyderabad FC they'll be looking really strong. I think especially that mental battle where the first half was all about Ashwin creating those chances. Then Adi Sima out of nowhere managed to score the equalizer, and then in the second half, where we were maybe wondering that this good game could end up in a draw, in that last few seconds, Adi Sima found that one sliver of opening and managed to score. And yeah, there you can see Ashwin just getting into his game pose over here. Perks of being a short guy. I love that. You fit anywhere, and especially in your flights, right? So you don't have to get that extra big huge space for you. So yeah, I think really helping him out. Always has that smile on his face, and there
There
you
you
go
go.
for his fans.
Yeah, and actually glad you reminded me about the airline situation. I do have to book my extra legroom seats because I have the opposite problem. So my upcoming flights. So I want to get right to that after this game is done. But yeah, it is the kickoff. It is game three. Everything to play for. We are dead level with the results. Dead level with the net goal difference as well in this game. It was 2-1 to Tikka. It was 1-2 to Adizima. And now, what are we going to get from this one? Both teams want the win. It can have a significant impact on how they finish the tournament standings. For Hyderabad FC, a win, of course, will guarantee them at least one place higher up than they actually are, ahead of Odisha FC. And based on what Kerala Blasters can do, it may potentially be as high as eighth as well. So, plenty of motivation for them to keep going. But an early start, a quick start from Mumbai City FC and Hyderabad now, after putting out a few fires, can come back to start their own attacks.
Oh yeah, I think this is it. This is what the fans of Hyderabad FC have been waiting for, and the last time that we get to see them in the ISL studio as Mumbai City FC. There's a couple of days to go before we get to know what happens to them, what fate awaits them. But right now, Mumbai City FC, they've been looking really prolific. Has a beautiful chance to go with Eusebio, did go indeed, but maybe a few milliseconds late, as Hyderabad FC really understood what their intention was, and now they're on a counter attack of their own.
Yeah, two pretty decent openings, you'd have to say, for Mumbai City FC, and very good blocks by the Hyderabad boys over there. And now with R9, would have been tempted to go for that long range shot over there, but it doesn't seem to be something that either Hyderabad FC player prefers to do too often. So, and of course, it is so important to use these meta tricks. And now, big opportunity, goes for the far post, smashed into the top corner. I believe that was Ashwin there, and gets the goal early on. We've seen this happen plenty of times so far in this game. Mumbai City FC taking the lead, and for Hyderabad FC, the challenge remains the same. Can we come back and make it 2-1?
Oh yes, that is something that I'm really looking forward to, because I'm pretty sure, with Adizima and DK out there, they would definitely want to do so. But leaving so much room around the center, that is something that they could have done something about. But here we are again. Finally, Hyderabad FC now a goal down. They would be looking forward to try and get that equalizer as soon as possible, and well, build the attack from that right wing. Now passing it on towards Ronaldo Nazario with Kante. They've got to search for some space, some opening over here. Now it's a lot of it's all about getting that passing game strong. Now this could be something good,
Ooh.
something promising, well received by Ronaldo, but they could not make anything out of that.
Yeah, I was just trying to do that little flick over the shoulder and create the space to volley it home. Would have been spectacular if he'd managed to pull it off, but just did not work out for Hyderabad FC in that moment. They are, of course, chasing this game now, halfway through the first half. And oh, that's brilliant. Just baited him in there. Oh, and almost a beautiful goal over there that seemed like it was classic Tikka. Just baiting the defender to saying, come on, put the tackle in, you'll win the ball. And then just before they know it, sending him the other way, going with Eusebio. Now a big opportunity with KDB, but pulled out of the corner by Petacek.
This is classic Ashwin, right? He loves his KDB. He's been scoring goals with him, and not just on a single occasion, multiple
Ooh.
times, if I last remember. But this is a promising chance for Hyderabad FC with Mbappe. Oh, that's
Oh,
a really
yes.
neat goal. Did not have to work it a lot around that. Did not have to take the shot there. Rather opted to pass it towards Ronaldo Nazario, who had no difficulties tapping that ball in. And yes, this is exactly what we were talking about, one each apiece for both these sides. And yes, the game is back alive yet again.
Yeah, that was silky smooth from Hyderabad FC. Really, really good goal over there. Worked it well after again conceding a lot of heat in front of their own goal. But well, if Mumbai City FC don't score the goal and don't punish them, that's what's bound to happen because Hyderabad will keep coming forward. A goal away now from potentially getting themselves a few places up the table. And now it's CR7 getting the ball back from R9, and a through ball was on there and just not found. Eventually, the ball does reach Mbappe, and now it's about the coordination between the players for that through ball. If they choose to go for it, they do not. R9 holding on to that ball over there, and there is the pass available through, or was available through briefly to CR7, but of course blocked off the passing lane very effectively. And you don't want to be doing that in midfield and giving away cheap opportunities. And there you go. Possession turns over, and with the pace of Mbappe, it's Mumbai City FC coming forward.
Yes, and at this particular moment, you know, 35 minutes in, we've got to see before the halftime whether or not if either of these teams could score and get a little bit of a lead to head into the second half. And has been a cagey affair so far. Neither of the teams willing to back off, and this could have been a good run, but clearly offside.
I just get the feeling that we've seen two games decided in the 91st minute with the last kick of the match. Is it going to be three in a row for us today? This match seems to have that kind of vibe to it where both teams looking fairly evenly matched, and it has been a very, very even contest between these two teams. And it shows you that the gulf between a team sitting in 10th and a team fighting for the playoffs is actually very, very small. And that's just testament to the quality of players that we have here in the eISL. And as we've seen throughout the tournament, anybody can beat anybody. And will Hyderabad FC beat Mumbai City FC, dent their confidence as they go in? This could be an opportunity with Messi, but I think would have been preferable if he was on the right flank rather than the left, hence passing it up. And just slowing things down a little bit to take that last chance of the half potentially for Hyderabad FC, spreading that ball around, spraying it around nicely, winning the header, but to no avail. And I think we should be heading to halftime now with the scores level.
Oh yeah, I mean at this particular moment, I think that's exactly what's going to happen, or maybe a little bit of a change in the story. Maybe we could see a goal happening at the very end of the first half, but no. Say Hyderabad FC over here as they managed to throw the ball out of play, and yes, halftime commences, and now this is thinking time, right? Something that Mumbai City FC have to do. get a win in their co-op game. The last time these two juggernauts went up against each other, it was a very close game. Perhaps it was a 1-0 victory for Mumbai City FC. So it was not a lot of goals being scored. But this time we already still have them leveled up in terms of the score line. And here we are off with the second half. We've got to see if what sort of personal changes that these players are making over here. But regardless, now it's Hyderabad FC who's on the ball, who's trying to build up an attack with CR7, trying to head in through the central area. But they've got two defenders to deal with. Pass it back towards Hullet and towards Ronaldo. And now with Mbappe, were looking for Ronaldo Nazario, but not the way they intended.
Looked like for a moment they could slide that pass in, but the gap shut as quickly as it appeared. But a good start, a bright start to the second half for Hyderabad FC. And good looking ball in over here, going with the decoy run, needs to find, oh my god, will it be in? Yes, it is in. A very scrappy goal in the end. Could have looked a lot prettier than it actually was, but the goal is scored, and Hyderabad FC have that lead. It's the lead that they've been craving since the start of this game. Been at the on the back foot since the very beginning, and now
Yeah.
potentially a comeback on the cards over here. 2-1 it is. All the other games that we've seen in this match so far have ended 2-1 as well. Is it going to be more of the same, or is there going to be a plot twist late on, just like we've seen in the first two games?
You know, it kind of felt like they just took a page out of Saranch's book, right? Going for that last minute flick and then went for the shot. Yeah, a little bit scrappy, but it's okay, right? This is something that Hyderabad FC will be taking with open arms. But Mumbai City FC, now they're on pursuit. They need that one beautiful goal, or a goal in whatsoever manner, to get that equalizer at the very least. So a really good start into the second half for Hyderabad FC. All we've got to see is how they can close it out, because if they do, then they're going to be ending at an all-time high, right? They're going to be ending at the eighth spot over here, just toppling over Odisha FC and Kerala Blasters FC, and that could be a little bit you know beneficial for their mental strength.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to finish as high as they possibly can, and I mean everybody does. If you offered 80 kmb the chance to finish eighth or ninth, I mean I'm sure they would have been bringing their A game towards the end of the tournament as well. And you could see just that little. Oh my goodness! As we interrupted with a very good looking shot there, it did look like it was Ashwin again, as you mentioned, a big fan of KDB, trying to play that a little too risky, but now ball in behind was on, but the tackle is made. 64 minutes on the clock. Hyderabad FC daring to dream now that they can see this out.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they do that, then this would be a huge dent to Mumbai City FC's morals, right? Because they have got those big games coming up, and this is not the right time to be slacking off. And so surprisingly, most of the teams in the top four have been slacking off lately. Chennai FC, I mean, I do not know what to say of that outcome. That was pretty amazing from their side. Northeast United were not at the very best, but now Mumbai City FC clearly have a chance, passing it on towards Ronaldo Nazario, just trying to dribble past and find a perfect opening before they take that shot, and maybe thinking it too much over there, as finally has been dealt with Hyderabad FC, making sure that the nerves have been calmed at the right spot and no time to breathe, as it's a counter attack and they've been opened wide up, and
Oh!
all that they needed was to get that one little pass. But oh, what's happening?
Yeah, I just delayed that pass a little too much. It was excellent defending to begin with by Hyderabad FC, which looked like a very clear 1v1 opportunity, but the defense 1v1, I think that may have been Adi Zima in control over there. And again, 1v1 wins that battle and will be looking to get that ball down to the flank and getting potentially R9 in behind this time. Can switch it wide to Messi or Mbappe, goes with Mbappe on the left flank this side, and now has CR7 in the box if he wants to go for that cross in, but CR7 actually coming short now, and the ball will reach him, but to his feet, and with the ball roll, the ball actually goes out for a goal kick, and 77 minutes on the clock now. Mumbai City FC will be looking to make attacking changes, and Hyderabad FC looking to just hold on and play on the counter.
Oh yeah, I mean at this particular moment, uh, Hyderabad FC, if they can manage to scrape in through with one more goal, I think this pretty much will sum things up, right? And now for Mumbai City FC, clearly a little bit in distraught, and they're like, "Kya kiya jaye? What should we do? This is not working out. Maybe go for what has been been the go through attempt. Make those pocket moves, go in for that." Lionel Messi chop back finish, going for KDBs. I think Ashwin had been also trying to do that, but he's been figured out. But with just 12 minutes to go, Mumbai City FC, they've made a lot of substitutions up, and yes, they've finally gotten Messi in, and so have Hyderabad FC with Ronaldinho. Mumbai City FC, they were looking to pass it along, but Marquinhos stops it over there.
Yeah, and a little bit risky defending over there, you'd have to say. But now, if Mbappe reaches that ball first, and he does, will the advantage be played? It is, yes. So there is a big opportunity over here. Eusebio in there needs to find the right run for Mbappe, and it is not found. And now back come Mumbai City FC on that counter attack. It is Ronaldinho on the flank over there, and yeah, using that dribbling ability to get away from his man. 83 minutes now on the clock. It's desperation time for Mumbai City FC. They have to throw everything at it, but right now being shut down everywhere across the pitch by Hyderabad. These boys, you can see I mean, we were talking about lack of motivation earlier on in the piece and in the week, but no lack of motivation, no lack of intensity right now. They're holding on for dear life. And will they hold on? Yes, they will hold on further. It is the save made by the keeper. And will it be the short corner? Yes, it does look like it's going to be a short corner. It will be played short to CR7. Potentially a corner routine they may have worked on. And the ball crossed in, but N'Golo Kante is there to get the job done, and an inquest on the Mumbai City FC bench. But Hyderabad FC is all super serious for them. Needs to win that header, and he does. And it's won by Pele and shifted out to the right flank. And this surely has to be the ball in behind if he's managed to keep him onside. Yes, he is. This could be lights out. Good night. And it's not. It's not Ronaldinho showing the work rate to get back. And now surely Hyderabad FC just need to hold on to the ball, and they don't. And Mumbai City FC again. Are we going to see last minute drama again?
I mean, this completely could potentially happen, and there was acres of space to get that pass, but wanted to do that, a little bit of a ball flick, but got the timing all wrong. But does not matter, as Hyderabad FC have seen it through, getting those two very important goals, and yes, they do end their final game with a victory, the last hurrah, and a reason to smile about. And yeah, I think but even DK would be clearly happy with the results that he's managed to obtain in this particular game. But oh boy, this was amazing.
Yeah, great game. Adizima gets what he's been searching for all this while, gets his personal win, gets the 3 point for Hyderabad FC, and Hyderabad, of course, now move up into 8th place. Could become 9th by the end of the evening, depending on whether Kerala Blasters FC can get the win or not. But showing real character there. We were talking about the lack of motivation for Hyderabad and this and that, but they showed the motivation, they showed the intensity. Could well have been a draw for DK as well, if not for that last minute disaster for him. But listen, they were brave with what they did. This goal over here also was very well worked for Hyderabad FC. They worked it beautifully. And problems for Mumbai City FC, you would have to say. Heading in to the semi-finals, there's a lot of work to be done, and we haven't seen SC East Bengal in a while. We'll be watching them in the next game, but as things stand, it looks like Chennai and FC are the team to beat going into those final four.
Oh yes, I think in terms of player-wise, they've been looking really consistent. They've been looking really good. So I think Chennai and FC would be really happy with this outcome. Mumbai City FC taking a fall over here in those crucial moments. Even if you take a look at the statistics, I mean, majority of the game was sort of dominated by Mumbai City FC, but it was a close one. And Hyderabad FC did not get a lot of chance, to try and score a goal, but they still managed to score two over here, and have managed to win the game, and overall have secured themselves those crucial, those pivotal 3 points that they'd been eyeing on. And yeah, I think like we've been saying, the storyline was all about to uh, end as high as possible. I think this pretty much would be a happy thing for them, because not only they've got their revenge on Mumbai City FC, but yeah, they've also moved up two places on the leaderboards.
Yeah, and of course, there we see it. It was a game of 1-2s and 2-1s. 2-1 to tick 1-2 between Ashwin and Adizima, and then 2-1 finally for Hyderabad FC. It's very closely matched. Work to be done, definitely, for Mumbai City FC before they head into those final games. But job done as far as Hyderabad FC is concerned. They've got the 3 points that they came here for. They'll sit in 8th place on that leaderboard. And of course, this also means at this moment that Chennai FC have locked in second place for themselves, and the top four is now that jigsaw is finally complete. We know exactly where everyone stands, but what we do not know just yet is who the hero of the match is. And I have a feeling it'll be someone in yellow and black. And there you go, Adi Zima with 4 goals.
Yeah, the two even coming out of him in the co-op game, he's been fantastic. The way he's been playing, and DK playing second fiddle, helping him out with whatever he needs. And yes, in terms of his personal records, he's maintained that. He's done his job. Now the onus is on Ankit, whether he can win his matchup. I do not know exactly who he's going up against next, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a contesting one. But yeah, I mean, Adizima, I've been loving him lately. The way he's been playing, the way the kind of a form that he has found in those ending days of the eISL. Had he, found that maybe a month or two ago, I think we would be seeing them playing inside the playoffs even tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, what's gone is gone. I think a pretty good way to end their run in the eISL. And we did have a conversation with Adizima about what he really wants to do in the future over here. He's made sure that he's gonna take a little bit of a break, but for now, before we pull off the brakes over there, we've got to take at which moment is exactly going to be the Terra Virtua Super moment of the day, and we've got to see. And yes, no doubts over there, right? Because this was where I think we kind of found hope, where we really felt that yeah, this is going to a game number 3. Especially this particular counter attack found very good space and did absolutely everything right.
Yeah, you could see on the counter attack, made all the right decisions over there, and then finally, I thought maybe a near post might have been a dodgy decision, but eventually just got it above the keeper's leg, and you can see what it meant for Adizima. Really, really pumped up, and of course that gave them the momentum to then go into game 3 and get that winner and seal all the 3 points. So an excellent job for them, and let's finally take a look now with just one game left at the leaderboard. It's only SC's Bengal and Kerala Blasters yet to play against each other, and Kerala Blasters now find themselves languishing in 10th place. Only a win will do for them to get them back up to 8th, and after being, well, close to favourites for a lot of people at the start of the tournament, Kerala Blasters now second from bottom.
Oh yeah, I mean, clearly the way they started their run in the ISL and the way they ended it, it was clearly two contrasting stories, right? We did see Lokmani off to a blistering start. He was looking really confident. He was getting, he was securing so many goals for his team. Initially, his teammate, he was a little bit nervy, Akshat, and then we saw that little bit of a slump. It kind of roles sort of swapped. We saw Akshat really picking up the front foot, and him a little bit on the back lines. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, because we do have Adi Zima waiting for us in his final interview with us in the ISL. Again, a very emotional moment, Adi. 20 games over, and sum it all up. What are you going to miss about the ISL?
सी अब तो आई फील लाइक कि अब घर जाना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है। आई वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग दिस इन द स्टार्ट कि नहीं यार घर पे रहना है, बिकॉज आप कंफर्ट जोन में रहते हो, बचपन से खेलते आ रहे हो अपने रूम में, गेमिंग चेयर में, वट एवर इट इज़, एंड देन कमिंग टू अ स्टूडियो एंड प्लेइंग, तो अब तो बहुत ज़्यादा ख़राब लग रहा है घर जाने का। आई एम गोना मिस सब लोग को यहाँ पे।
या बट ठीक है, आपका भी स्टूडियो बना, आई थिंक अभी एक स्टूडियो बनाना पड़ेगा घर में थोड़ा सा माहौल के लिए वंस यू गो बैक। बट आज का मैच ऑल्सो बहुत ही क्लोज एनकाउंटर, पर्टिकुलरली विथ यू एंड अश्विन ओवर देयर। तो वो मैच में यू वर वेरी पम्प्ड अप एट द एंड, वाज इट बिकॉज आपको वो रिकॉर्ड मिल गया नंबर 1 विंस का, और वाज इट जस्ट द मोमेंट ऑफ द मैच इटसेल्फ?
I think we did a Ono reverse to them. Last time the same thing happened. I conceded at 90 minute against Ashwin and DK scored at 90 minute. Aaj DK conceded at 90 minute and scored a 90-minute goal. That too, plus I was
Oh,
thinking, I thought for a second that Ashwin is playing for a draw, and that made me like thoda gussa ho gaya tha because they have qualified, and I wanted to have open game. I told him, but he thought ki.
yeah.
So what happened today is in the game at 45th minute, I was drinking water and गलती से controller में गिर गया. तो till 45th to 58 मैं left to right back कर रहा था so that ठीक हो जाए, and they thought कि I'm playing for a draw.
Oh,
अच्छा.
so I think that is what pretty much happened. But yeah, I mean, one memory that I think I would like to know, and we would all, that you're gonna remember forever, like inside that in your hotels, those 4 months spent with all your buddies. Which is that special moment?
So I think अभी तक किसी ने mention नहीं करा है. DK suffered a very bad knee injury 2 weeks ago, and उसको बोला
Really?
गया डॉक्टर ने कि immediate knee surgery करानी पड़ेगी. But he has been
Oh,
playing इतने टाइम से in that pain, and because that's a 3 month bed rest. So for me, hats off to DK for being professional. That's more important for, मतलब आप समझ रहे हैं.
Wow.
And coming
yeah.
हर बार गेम में आके इतना, because in last 2 or 3 weeks the only thing I expected कि यार DK कुछ भी हो जाए, we should not come 10th. और सब चलेगा. But
Yeah, but
really
हो गया, at
really
least 9th is guaranteed for you.
हाँ. Hopefully 8th.
And
Yeah.
hopefully we get to see more out of you. Now we know clearly that you're going to be taking a little bit of a break, but clearly that player that you are, I would love to see you in the Indian national team. Also, the qualifiers I think are coming up your way, and of course it would be a shame if we do not see you over there. So all the best for that, Adizima, and clearly for all the fans. Before you head out, any shout out, any message to anybody at all?
I think आप लोग को मालूम होगा we are in semi-finals of ISL and we have a 3-1 win, and I hope कि we don't choke that, and इस साल जीतेंगे अपन ISL.
All right, there you go. So Hyderabad FC represent in the Hero ISL as well. Thank you so much, Adizima. We'll chat with you soon, and all the best.
Thank you.
Oh, I mean, quite some revelations out here, and I think this is where I felt things were a little bit different over here with DK. But yeah, I think huge respect to this mad lad. Always somehow manages to keep a smile on his face.
Yeah, absolutely. Massive respect to DK for that. And obviously, we're very happy that he's hopefully going to be on a path to recovery, and hopeful that all of his knee related stuff all goes fine. But of course, we do have to thank our digital collectibles partner, Terra Virtua, which of course is an entertainment based metaverse platform where you can get your Hero ISL moments personalized just for you. So check it out right now.
Well, a pretty interesting matchup finally comes to an end as Uno reverse is what Adizima said as he finally thumped to that victory, securing himself that 3 point before the curtains were taken down, and that's the end for the journey for Hyderabad FC, and that's the end of this fixture as well. Still more to see from Mumbai City FC, but tomorrow, of course. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, before we head out, a huge shout out To all our sponsors, as the eISL is powered by Coca-Cola, associate sponsors Hero, esports partners Nordwind Gaming, platform partners PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners Terra Virtua for making this event happen. So from here onward, of course, we still do have one more game ready to go. It's going to be SC's Bengal going up against Kerala Blasters FC. But after this short little break.